What's up, everyone, and welcome to Season 1, Episode 12 of Director Spotlight. We of course, are going through the entire filmography of Steven Spielberg for Season 1 here. I am your host, Nate. I am joined by my co-host, Alex.
Hello.
As well as Evan.
Hello.
And on this episode, we are covering... I'm gonna go ahead and say Steven Spielberg's least known movie. I don't care what any. This got to be the least known. Yes, there are other ones that are lesser known, but this is like the one that, even as a huge Spielberg fan, I didn't know it existed until like a few years ago when I first watched it. So it is a movie from 1989 titled Always. Now, this 89 was a year where he had, two movies? Because he did Last Crusade and this. Both came out the same year. Alex,
yeah,
you've never heard of this movie before this watch, correct?
You know what's funny? Looking back, I did hear of the movie, but I heard it through Dawson's Creek, the TV show. So what happened is the character Dawson is a Steven Spielberg fan. So there was a scene with him and Katie Holmes, Michelle Williams. They walk into the room and she goes, "Oh, I can see you're a big Steven Spielberg fan." And he said that he put all the posters across the walls from the biggest box office. And then Always in 1941 was in the closet because he said those are the worst. And that's how I remember when you said Always, bam, that's what I remember the names from that one. I was like, oh, okay, that's makes sense now. Well, he was right.
I mean, it's like the least, 1941 is up there as well as far as like who's even heard of that movie.
I don't mean like the movie's bad. What I'm saying is that he's right in terms of like a lot of Steven Spielberg fans will put 41 and Always not on their list with all the other color purples and all the bigger movies.
I would agree with that. Evan, this was a first time watch for you, wasn't it?
It was a first time watch for me. Yes.
Okay, so I know you'd heard of it, but you'd never seen it.
I've never seen it.
Oh, I love it.
So this is all of us first time watching?
I've seen it.
Oh, you've seen it. Oh, you broke the code.
Once.
Oh, you broke the
once.
code.
I've seen it once, but I love that it's a first time watch for 2 out of 3. That's pretty good. All right, so let's get into our numbers, our fun facts, and then let's dive into the review. Again, the movie came out in 1989, $31 million budget, which is not astronomical, but at the time it was not cheap either. Box office of $74.1 million, so not the lowest, but definitely on the low end for a Spielberg movie. This has a 70% critic score on Rotten Tomatoes, and I think it's the second lowest. 58% audience score. I think 1941 was lower. I think with audiences. And I'll double check as we go. But it's pretty low. It's one of the only ones that's not double fresh for Spielberg as far as what we've done so far. I have not looked ahead. This got, again, this is another rare thing. 0 Academy Award nominations. Not one. So, of course, it won 0. But to this point, 12 movies in, outside of Duel, I feel like every other one was nominated for like 1. Maybe Sugarland Express was not, but for the most part, at this point, 12 movies in, this guy's like very recognized. You say Spielberg movie, nothing. So, interesting.
Or John Williams is also, I feel, if you're looking at just nomination, John Williams gets nominated a lot for his movies.
Every score he does. And not this one. He did the score here, but no nomination.
He did not get nominated.
1941 has a Rotten Tomato of 39% and 48% audience.
Okay, so that's the double. That's the double rotten.
Yeah,
that's the only double rotten, and this is one of the only half rottens, I think. Because literally every other one has been double fresh.
Yep.
So double rotten, and there's a half rotten. Okay, well, let's get into these fun facts. Honestly, there wasn't a ton of interesting things here, so I grabbed what I thought was the most interesting. Now, this movie is a remake of a 1943 romantic drama named A Guy Named Joe, which was set during World War II. The main departure from that 1943 film is that they changed the setting from World War II to a modern aerial firefighting operation. However, it follows the same basic plotline. The spirit of a recently dead expert pilot mentors a newer pilot while watching him fall in love with the girlfriend that he left behind. So the bones are the same. A couple things change. Names are almost all the same as well. They change like one of the last names and That's pretty much it. Steven Spielberg confided that while making Jaws in 1974, he and Richard Dreyfuss had traded quips from A Guy Named Joe, which is considered a classic war film that they both wanted to remake. Originally intended to be an MGM project, the film underwent a protracted 10-year gestation period. So they were talking about making this in the mid-70s. Dreyfuss, big fan of the movie. Spielberg, big fan. Like, we got to team up. And it took forever. And technically, if they were talking about this in 74, it was about 15 years before they actually made it. So yeah, it took a while to get made. Now, Audrey Hepburn, who appears in Always in her last film role. So this was the final movie she ever starred in. The legendary, Audrey Hepburn's a Hollywood legend. Last movie she was in, her cameo was an opportunity to raise money for her favorite cause. So most of her $1 million salary was donated to UNICEF. So she donated it to charity, probably kept a little bit, and the rest donated over there. And then I thought this was interesting because listen to these titles. So Always was released on the same day as Tango and Cash. It grossed $3.7 million on opening weekend, finishing 5th behind Tango and Cash, Christmas Vacation, The War of the Roses, and Back to the Future Part 2. So it's always funny when you look back, like you look at now when they release these movies and it'd be like one big movie and a couple ones you never heard of. Back then, it seems like these movies would open all against each other. You'd go to the theater and you could see Christmas Vacation, which many people consider a holiday classic. Yeah. Tango and Cash, an action movie classic. War of the Roses, which is a popular comedy. I wouldn't call it a classic, but a popular 80s comedy. And Back to the Future Part 2, which is a very popular movie. And Always finished 5th, which, not surprising.
Were those all opening days?
No, only Tango and Cash was open, but this lost those movies in their subsequent weeks.
Back in the 80s and 90s, a movie actually stayed in the theater longer than 2 weeks.
Well, yes, I remember seeing Titanic like 4 months after it opened at the theater, and it was still kind of full. So,
well, that movie actually came out to rent. If we're talking about weird, that movie came out to rent and was still in the theater. So that's
they used to have that like 6 month to 7 month window.
Yeah,
that's now like 60 days if you're lucky.
Yeah, but days. Back in the 80s, I think it was a year and a half.
17 years back in the 80s. Before,
back in the
80s. So there's the fun facts. Not a ton. The movie is. We're going to talk about it. We're going to give you our reviews. Yeah. Cast Richard Dreyfuss. This is the third time him and Spielberg have worked together. You have Holly Hunter, who I have to say something about. We have John Goodman, the great John Goodman, the aforementioned Audrey Hepburn, and then that guy who plays the other guy, who I have no idea what his name is, but I'm going to tell you it right now. His name is Brad Johnson.
Oh, that's Ted Baker. Oh, the other guy. Okay, yeah.
Yes, who I also have to say something about. But I'm not going to go first because you know what? It's a first-time watch for you guys. I'll go in the middle. We'll go first-timer, second-timer, first-timer. I know yesterday I said in our group text, joking around, Alex, I was going to let you go first. I'm going to do it. Alex, I'm going to let you go first. What are your thoughts on Dawson from Dawson's Creek favorite? Steven Spielberg.
That's not his favorite. Anyway, Always. I was not into this movie. All right, I'll say this. It was okay. The story was just lackluster for me. And I think the actors, some of them just sucked. Like, they didn't fit the character. Like, I think if it was a better casted movie, I think the movie would have did well. If you know what I mean. Like, Richard Dreyfuss was miscasted in this movie. I was not feeling him as the character. I was like, no way. It is funny. I was envisioning Kevin Costner in the role as like a young Kevin Costner in the role of the pilot.
I could see that.
The chick, horrible actress. I did not like that chick at all.
Oh,
nope.
Okay. You don't, Holly? Have you seen her other movies? Or
I don't know who she is.
You don't like her in this movie.
Yeah, I don't know who she is. So if she was a big actress in the 80s,
that's Mrs. Incredible from The Incredibles.
Oh,
Mom.
Well, she's better in that.
What's the voice?
She did better
I think
there.
she was nominated or won an Oscar for the piano like a couple years after that. So
well,
she's
there
an
was
Oscar winner.
Certain scenes, I just felt like I just didn't like her act. Like when she and Richard Dreyfuss, like she was crying, like the scene with her and John Goodman, and she's crying like and screaming,
packing her bags.
Yeah, and I'm just like,
I think it goes back to your first statement of miscast.
Yeah.
There was, for me, I'm going to jump in there because I'm going to Richard Dreyfuss and Harley Hunter. I don't think they got along in real life, and we saw it on camera. Yeah. Like I don't know if that's true, but they did not have any chemistry.
I agree.
So you think they hated
at all?
You think they had beef?
Yeah, because if you watch just that at the end with Holly when John Goodman is flying the plane and Holly Hunter's just talking and they realize, oh, hey, we haven't seen each other, and they connect over the airwaves or whatever. Like that had more chemistry, and they're not on the same screen together. They're not even probably talking to each other than any time Richard Dreyfuss and Holly Hunter were on screen together. Like I felt that was actually, I agree with you. I would say check her other movies out. I think she's good. She's not everyone's cup of tea.
Yeah.
But I think there's other movies than this. I think this was not a good casting for her.
Yeah, I wasn't feeling her. John Goodman was really good in the role because he was comical. So he fit that role like a semi-comical friend. So I thought he was the best casted out of the three, the ones that are on screen. The storyline, I just was not feeling it. He's and you know what it is? I don't know if it's the lack of acting, but when he's the ghost and he's talking and they're all acting and like doing their stuff, and then all of a sudden they start talking, like it's weird to say, but I just did not feel those scenes. When he's just like, hey, you know, you're still my girl. And then she's like, all of a sudden sad. And I'm just like, what is this creepy shit now? Like, this is like some creepy vibes now in this movie. When he's in the pilot seat, the guy that don't know how to fly the damn thing and he knows how to fly. Like he's a great pilot, but within he needs to like harness, like bring it out. Like, and then he's in the backseat talking and he's like, you gotta pick up the flap. You gotta do this, and the dude is just standing there, and I'm like, well, one, that guy is a horrible actor. The guy that plays that
Brad Johnson.
I did not like his
Ed Baker.
I don't know, man. Like in a nutshell, the story was lacking something. It was lacking something. I don't know what it is. I don't watch much love movies and shit like that. Like I like romantic comedies.
Love movies.
Love movies.
That's gonna be the action podcast sequel.
Yeah.
Love movie
Love
podcast.
The love guys.
Like I like romantic like
Love guys.
The love guys. No, like I like romantic comedy movies that are funny and heartfelt. This doesn't have that. Like I don't know. I didn't like Richard Dreyfuss. Like I wasn't attached to his character. They showed him being a dick in the beginning, and you knew something was gonna happen because they kept foreshadowing all this stuff. His engine blows out, and the gust of wind comes out of the blue and picks him up, and then she gets mad. I can't lose you, and all this. And I'm like, oh Jesus, just kill this guy already. Now, the positive, I will say this, and I'll let Evan go after this. Or you go, Nate. The positive is when my man blew up. That joint was dope because it came out.
I was gonna say that.
I'm telling you, and it wasn't. And again, I don't like that stuff. Like in terms of bringing it to forward, but I think the way Steven Spielberg did it, the way he did it, It was, I was like, oh, because I thought he was going to die like within doing a heroic thing, which he did. He saved his friend, but you thought he was in the green because he got lucky. But no way. He turned around and he was like, look at my engine. And it went boom. And I said, loved it. Other than that.
Well, also the positive that I think got to be a positive for you. This movie's under 2 hours.
Oh,
after
it was
the last like three, we're like 2.5 hours each.
Yeah.
This
and
short.
The only thing that I did not liked as much was when she took the plane and went into the extreme heat, not having so much skills to do this, like going into the fires and he's talking to her like, you got to do this. And she's doing it at the right time because she's feeling him, you know what I mean? Like he's there with her. I wasn't feeling that. I wasn't. I was just like, it was intense, but I'm like, I guess I'm trying to blend realistic because I'm like, in realistic, she would have crashed that plane. If you're not used to that type of...
This is total fantasy.
Oh, very, very.
Total.
Yeah, because you saw she couldn't even land and she's going right through flames. She's a horrible landing thing, but I saw the suspense on what he was trying to do. My only thing, like I said, miscast all over the place. A lot of bad acting for me, and the script needed something more like a fun... To me, it should have been more of a fun, romantic style of movie. And I would have been like, oh, like what a woman wants. Like a style like that. You know what I mean? Between the two characters. Then I would have been like, oh, okay, that's pretty cool. Or Kate and Leopold.
I love that. Kate and Leopold. Okay.
Anyway, but yeah, to me, lackluster.
Okay, I like it. All right, so I'll go second now. I'm going to be honest with you guys. When I thought of this episode, where I'm like, okay, we're coming up to Always, and I've seen the movie a couple years ago. I honestly thought I'm not going to have much to say about this movie from what I remember, and it turns out I have a lot to say. So I'm going to try to go quick. I agree with like 90% of what Alex said, and I disagree with 10, but that's a lot. Like I agree with him a lot. Number one. I agree with that there was some miscast roles here. 1,000,000% agree with Richard Dreyfuss. Now, I get it. At this point, Spielberg pretty much has to put him in because they're the ones who even came up with the idea of remaking it. They both love the movie. They've worked together. Of course, he's going to be like, let's go with Richard Dreyfuss here. But I did hear that originally... It didn't immediately go to Richard Dreyfuss. Even then, Dustin Hoffman was in talks to star.
Oh, he would have been way better
as the lead role at one point. So yeah, I agree. I think he would have been better. I'm not a big fan of Richard Dreyfuss. I think I said this I might have said it during either Jaws or Close Encounters.
I think you said it in Jaws.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of his acting in general. He just comes off always like a smartass. He can literally do nothing else but kind of be a sarcastic weirdo. And that's exactly what he is here. Except now he's older and got a mustache. It's the same. He's playing the same sort of role that he always does. I don't think he has very good range. I don't think he's a great actor. I think some people might like that, how he plays it. I'm not a big fan. So I don't really like him. Goodman, great. I like Holly Hunter in the movie. So that's where I'll disagree a little bit. I do like her. But my note was, I cannot watch a Holly Hunter movie without hearing Miss Incredible. Every time she talks, all I hear is her talking about Jack and what, like, I can't, her voice is so distinct that any movie I watch with her in it, I get distracted. I'm like, freaking Miss Incredible. There she is. But I do like her in the movie. I think she has a certain spunk to her. I like the scene that you were talking about that you didn't really like. I liked it where he's packing her bags, and I think John Goodman's really good in that scene.
Oh no, he's very good in that scene. He's
very good. Yeah. But I liked her reaction. Like I liked her in the movie, and I hated this. Listen, this rest in peace. He passed away, but this Brad Johnson guy.
Oh, he did. Okay,
he was horrible in this movie. Not only was he horrible, like I get it. He's tall. He's good looking. So if you're going from that perspective, good casting as far as the new guy who's coming in. I did read that originally they wanted Tom Cruise for that role. And if they would have got Tom Cruise, that is what and this was, by the way, everybody at home, I watched the movie first, then I look up the notes. So when I found that out, I was mad after the fact. Because when I was watching it, I was like, this should be not this guy. This should be a different actor. Finding out they wanted Tom, like, I guess they were going for the Rain Man duo, like Dustin Hoffman, Tom Cruise. This movie would have been significantly better, in my opinion, if it was those two instead of these two guys. That said, Brad Johnson's bad in this movie, and I don't really like him. Other than that, I think it's a sweet movie, honestly. But my problem is it feels so old-fashioned. The whole movie, I know it's a remake of a 1943 movie, but it feels like a 1943 movie that just looks like, 80s. They did not really, they updated it as far as it's not in, wartime. But other than that, it didn't feel modern, I don't think, for the time. It doesn't feel modern now. It's it's almost a 40-year-old movie, but it feels like an 80-year-old movie, to be honest with you. And I think that's one of my major problems. Like, it's sweet, sure, like it's an okay love story, fine, but it just feels like a movie. Like, it probably felt dated at the time, and it was like brand new. And I think that has worked against it because over time it feels even more dated than it should. So I'm watching this, and I felt like I was watching one of these old, like, honestly, like a 30s or 40s film, and which could be good, but this wasn't my favorite. I do agree, Alex. I love this scene where he blows up. I think it was very well done. I do. I think it was very well done. He's like, oh, look, like he's not even reacting like he's scared, and then it blows up, and it kind of comes out of nowhere. I would imagine audiences were probably like, oh, what the heck? Like, he just literally blew up. I think the flying scenes are all very well done. Obviously, Spielberg, great director. I love it. Even the one with her in the fire at the end, like, it looks good. Like, it looks really good. Very well shot. I did like that scene. So that's another one that you didn't really like. I liked it where she's going through and he's talking with her, because the whole point of that is that they're supposed to hear him as if they're thinking it. So it kind of works if he's like, do this, now do that, now do this. And she thinks she's just, knowing that she's supposed to do it. So I kind of like that. I like the Audrey Hepburn scenes. Like, I love that one where he first meets her and it's like that. It looks like it's all burnt out and there's this little patch of grass. I think visually there's some good stuff in this movie, but for the most part, lackluster, that Alex said, feels about right for this movie. I won't say it's bad, but on a Spielberg scale, it's like way down. Way down. Well made, sure, but not my favorite. Not my favorite at all. I don't think it's a horrible film. Is it one I want to rewatch again? I probably could watch this again. I feel like it's an okay. I mean, I know, Alex, we talked offline. Your wife left you. She said, bye. That left you permanently. But she said, I ain't watching this crap.
The first 20 minutes, she sat down and she said, nope.
But I could see this being like an okay, date movie, like normally. Yeah. Not Angelina, she's a different breed, but maybe someone else's wife might be like, oh, look, like kind of a romantic drama fantasy. I haven't clearly watched this by himself as well. So us three guys watched
But it's weird because, I'm thinking, because she loves love stories, right. But this one, she was just like, it just, to her, I know Ghost came out first or whatever. I don't know when the hell it came out because I haven't seen it.
Yeah, Ghost came out the year after. This launched that. They said there was like a lot of copycats after this, where the movies where someone's dead and they're trying to communicate with the living. This came out first.
See, so she likes that one, and I mean, we're all gonna be honest. She likes it because of Patrick Swayze. I mean, everyone's gonna say it. You got my
Ghost
man
is better. I know you've never seen it. Ghost is a better film than this.
Ghost is a better movie,
and you have three way better actors and actresses. They could have took a piece of crap script.
Doesn't Whoopi win Academy Award?
Yeah,
she did. It has that song. This one has a song too, which is a good song. But Ghost has Righteous Brothers or whatever their name was.
Yeah,
it's better, but this movie's okay.
Yes,
and the sea of greatness that we'd be watching, okay, kind of is like underwhelming.
Yeah.
So, all right, Evan, take it away. Alex,
I thought of Evan in this scene watching the movie. And it's the scene that she puts the dress on and you see her boobs. And I said, oh, Evan's going to be like, oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. I did not know this had boobs.
No. I didn't even care about that. This is not advertised because it's a callback to the Dick Tracy where you're like going out of nowhere. I'm like going, how was this advertised for kids? Like, that was the question. Wasn't this is not advertised for, hey, let's have a birthday party.
It's not like Dick Tracy. Tracy, you could see him. Here is more, subtle.
You can see him, but not the colors of her skin.
Yeah. It's not like a tissue paper.
Yeah.
Like Dick Tracy.
I don't like that. That's on record. That's what you thought of.
By the way, listen, that podcast.
But I do love the love stories.
All right, Evan. So what did you think of Always?
I want to ask, have you guys seen the original at all?
No.
Okay. So I watched the original a couple times with my mom. So I've actually seen it before this, and I had no clue this was a remake until I'm watching it, until it says it, right? I'm going to agree. Richard Dreyfuss shouldn't be in this movie. I'm looking back because I used to like Richard Dreyfuss, like growing up, because I liked Stakeout, Another Stakeout. What is it? Mr. Holland's Opus.
Yeah, Stakeout's
Close Encounters, Jaws. But I realized as I'm looking back at all of his characters, except for Jaws, in the sense of he doesn't play good people. Like even in the Stakeout, he's not a good partner or whatever. That's the whole thing. He's not the good one. Emilio Estevez is the good one. Mr. Holland's Opus, he's about to leave his wife for his high school student. I mean, he never plays a good person. Close Encounter, he left his his family for the aliens. He's like, I need the aliens. Like, I'm looking back, I'm like going, he's not a good person. And it shines, like him not being a good person shines through this. We all said we like the blow-ups when he dies. It's because the movie sets him up as an idiot. Like he's like, oh, I'm going to keep flying even though I have no gas. Oh, shoot, I ran out of gas. We had two people like, land the plane. You don't have enough fuel. He goes, no, I got it. Like he's just so arrogant that, of course, like when he dies, I'm like going, I'm not sad about that. Like he deserves it. Like
he also refuses to tell her that he loves her. He won't say I love you no matter what she does, which is weird.
But he does say it, and then the engine is drowning him out.
I'll say it when she can't hear me or when I'm dead. Yeah. That's the two parts where he says it.
But the whole movie feels about him. That's what it says. So like the original, and I haven't seen it for a long time. I watched it more like maybe I was 12 or 13 with my mom. I think you got it right, Nate. This is an old-time Philly movie, but what it doesn't have is the charm of the old-time Philly movie. Mm-hmm. There's the charm of this movie is missing. Because you watch that old one, and I don't know if it's the narrative that the World War II setting is much better. Like this guy's leaving and going off into war, being a hero. Like you don't need that beginning narrative. That's built in with just the setting. And so when he comes back in that narrative of young love dying in war and then needing to find new love is definitely a World War II narrative, right? That makes sense. It doesn't pertain to the fire thing. So I just don't think it landed, pun intended, I guess, with the plane, but it doesn't land for me. It doesn't make sense. I don't care. I don't care about Richard Dreyfuss. I'm glad he's dead. Get out of him. He's a jerk. He's jerk as a dead guy too. Like when I know the scene's supposed to be funny, but when he's first finding out, getting John Goodman to like touch him with the oil and do all that.
Oh yeah.
Like I didn't find that funny. I found that as you're a bully and you continue to be a bully even when you're dead. Like it's all about you. Like the script is terrible.
This movie should have been called The Dead Bully.
The Dead Bully. Well, I mean, they were best friends though. Like you wouldn't mess with your friend. Like,
but what I think it would. But my issue is they didn't have that like the best friend because the chemistry felt forced. They didn't
like have
it's not.
Best friend chemistry.
They didn't have it, so it doesn't play off well. That's what I'm saying.
And on top of that, to Evan's point. Remember, not only did he do the grease thing, then he made the guy drop all the crap on him, the red stuff, which Audrey Hepburn, I think that was her name.
Yeah.
Literally told him, you're supposed to go help this guy. And he got the guy like fired in his first day as a guardian angel. He's like told him to do the thing wrong. I kind of agree. He's kind of a dick for like a guardian angel person. He doesn't really lead, and he wants Holly Hunter to pretty much die alone. He's like, you're my girl. You better not like this guy pretty much.
Yeah.
So I agree with you.
Yeah. I do. I was shocked about the John Goodman scene when he does his weird funky dance. I'm shocked that the overlay of his voice, because it's overdubbed because his mouth is not moving. I thought that was so weird for Spielberg to make that choice because it doesn't. I don't know why it was there. That was the one part where I was like, "What? Are we playing Mario? What are we doing?" Now, I want to think something funny. I don't know if you caught this. So 1941, We have Dumbo, Disney movie, playing right there. This movie, we have a callback to a Snow White movie of when she's dressed in her nice new dress and she tells all the fire, I'm not dancing you with the fire with dirty. That's I don't know if it's true or not. I was thinking that's the Snow White scene, making all the dwarfs go wash up and get cleaned. Yeah. That's the exact scene. And I was like, oh crap. What's nice is I've seen the next one, because now the next movie we're going to watch actually is another reference to a Disney movie. Very clear because it's Hook. But I'm just saying, well, I did not know. I haven't noticed all these Disney references to in Spielberg. And then we have Roger Rabbit, which he produces. I didn't know he has that close tie to Disney until now, because that scene I thought was was fun, but I did find it creepy of how they treated women and
which was the one. There was another one. Remember the one where it was a Pinocchio? There was like a Pinocchio
AI.
Yeah. He's got a lot of like Disney. He's the director who didn't do a Disney movie for so long that probably should have done a Disney movie like earlier than he did.
Yeah, I would agree. So I think John Goodman, once again, I think he's an underrated actor in the sense of how people respect him as an actor. He's amazing in almost everything he does, even bad scripts. He does do well in them. And so I really like John Goodman's character in here. This one, I think, had more depth in the script writing. I think Holly Hunter, I think the script and Richard Dreyfuss did Holly Hunter wrong. I like Holly Hunter. She's not everyone's cup of tea. She's not always perfect for every role, but I think she's a great actress. And a Copycat. Have you seen Copycat? That's another. She's really good in that one.
Sigourney Weaver?
Yeah.
Well, you'll like that movie, Alex. It's like a serial killer movie.
Oh.
Yeah. But it's a very, I just think the script didn't allow her to shine, if that makes sense. I think it was holding her back, and then chemistry with Richard Dreyfuss. It also didn't help. The day before I read the article about Richard Dreyfuss and how he's a douchebag to his kids. So I was like, oh wow, well that's playing into it. And so I just didn't like it. I will say watch the original. It has more charm. It's much better film. I'm trying to figure out what else, everything, because I'm more in the camp of what Alex said. I think I agreed with most of what he was saying. It's not good. I don't know what else.
What'd you think of Brad Johnson?
Well, he once again, what's the point of him? Like, I didn't understand. Like, when we first meet him, I didn't know he was going to play a major character, because we're like, he's the guy with the box trying to deliver the delivery pilot and singing that song, and that was just such bad. Like, that whole beginning, because I'm not finding Richard Dreyfuss' character charming any of his actions while he's alive, because he's doing that to piss her off because it's her birthday and da-da-da. And then the whole scene when she opens it, girl clothes, you see me as a girl. Like, it just doesn't land as the thing. And don't use that as a clip of me just saying you see me as a girl.
Make the short. Send me the short.
Yes. But to answer your question, I think what Steven Spielberg did to set up that guy, he was foreshadowing that he was in love with her. Because every time you saw her, you saw that he was like goo goo gaga, and he never got
to dance with her.
And he didn't get to dance. Like, he wanted to dance with her so bad, but then everyone already finished cleaning and bum rushed him and moved them out the way. And then the scene that they all interacted is when she was smirking at him, and he was smirking back. And then Richard Dreyfuss was like, "Why are you laughing at this guy? Who is this guy?" Like,
but doesn't he come off as a stalker?
No. He came off like someone that he fell in love at first sight. Like, he saw her and he just fell in love with her.
I think he's a bad actor, but I don't think he was creepy.
Yeah, he wasn't that creepy. Richard Dreyfuss, to me, I felt like he was older than this girl. Like, I just felt he looked like Tom Atkins in Halloween 2. If you know what I mean.
Halloween 3.
Remember that? Halloween 3.
With that reporter or whatever.
The daughter of the guy who was missing, and he banged her in the hotel room. Like, I was just like, that to me felt more that I was just like creeped out. But his character, I don't think he did anything wrong. Like, in terms of like the interact, like, he fell in love with her like first sight. Richard Dreyfuss.
No, I don't think him as a character did anything wrong. No. He didn't act on anything while she was in a relationship with Richard Dreyfuss. He didn't do. I just think once again, this is coming down to script and choices made behind the scenes.
Yeah,
that just doesn't play well into the storytelling. But I think the best part of this movie was I got to text the text group showing Alex that Steven Spielberg's name was on top of this case.
I loved it. So that's my second one. I was like, yes. Hey, Steven Spielberg.
I wish it said Steven Spielberg's 12th movie. That would have been But yeah, I did not. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I said I did not enjoy it. I own it. I probably will never watch it again. But I'll keep it so it completes the collection.
Fair. I think I definitely liked it more than you guys. I had problems with it, but I like when it was over, I was like, it was okay. It was fine. I will say one last thing I don't understand, and we'll give our scores. I agree with a lot of what you guys said, and I don't understand so Richard Dreyfuss. By the way, the one scene I liked of him is when he's talking to Audrey Hepburn and he's like, why did you say, like, get me out of here? Like, I don't want to do this because I don't want to watch her fall in love with this other guy. That's the only time that I felt like his acting was good and he wasn't acting like a douchebag.
Yes.
And so I kind of liked that scene. I thought it was good. But I didn't understand his point or his purpose, because she says, unless, and you guys can maybe you can correct me. Unless all along he was supposed to be the ghost for her and not for the guy, Ted. Because at the end, he helps her do the plane, put out the fire, survive, tells her I love her, blah, blah. And then he like walks off as a ghost into the, like he's done. He didn't help the guy do anything, like at all. Nothing.
So you're right on that. So when I was watching it, I thought it was a switcheroo. I think it was a switcheroo to the audience going, oh, he's going to have to help this guy fall in love. No, I think he was supposed to help her out so she could move on. So he could let her go and live her life. You get what I mean? Yeah. Like, because he was so much in love with her and he kept blocking her. Every time she was about to get close to this guy, he was like, you're my girl. And then she stopped. And then she kicked him out the house. Remember the dinner scene?
Yeah. They start to dance later.
She kissed him, and then they stopped because this dude was a creepy ass dude, like speaking. And so I agree with you. I think that was the whole mission, was for him to have her let him go, and he did. Which it was a horrible at the end. The ending scene was nice. Well,
you know what? Then I actually liked it a little bit better then, because at first I was like,
that's what I got from it.
Yeah, at first I was like, man, this is weird. Like, he's not helping the guy do crap. Even at the end, like, she goes and hugs him, but it's not really. But it never was the story. I'm gonna give it one extra point because I actually like that. I do like that. I think that's pretty cool.
It does make sense. Like I said, it was told well, but it wasn't executed as what you wanted.
It wasn't as clear.
Yes, the script didn't guide you that way because it was it was supposed to. Like when he saw her for the first time, when he was a ghost, he was just like in love with her again, and that's when she got all mopey again because she was all happy.
Well, I'm checking who wrote this movie. Jerry Belson. I don't know who that is.
Well, I think that's a point of time when movie was made. Yeah. So with World War II coming out, we did have a lot of women who had their boyfriends die overseas in war, feeling guilty from trying to move on. So I think this movie was made to give like that sentiment permission to move on, that your boyfriend or your future husband possibly, or husband who died in war, would want you to move on. Like it was giving that kind of, but it doesn't play because when this movie is made, I don't think that sentimented is going there, and the movie doesn't execute that well enough for us as an audience to know that. I think this is one flaw I'm starting to figure out that Spielberg does. Spielberg understands old movies and loves old movies, but he sometimes misses the point of how to put that old sentiment into a newer
He can't modernize
film. Yeah, modernize it. That's what it is. Yeah.
He either makes a modern movie or makes an old one that's too faithful to the oldness of it.
Yeah, where I think as Scorsese, if you watch him, he does some of this stuff throughout his career and he nails it because he goes, he dropped that That's not what today people are thinking, and that's why I think he does that better. Like Cape Fear is a remake of it. Like he does that way better than trying to stay faithful to Hitchcock. He stood faithful to the techniques of how the movie was made and to the wanting to that fear and that feeling that people felt back then. How do we make those people today feel that? Yeah. And I think that's what Scorsese does better than Spielberg. And watching this as a Spielberg director spotlight, I'm seeing that as his major weakness at this moment.
And that's what I was saying. That's why I didn't like that scene where her flying through the flames, because if it was guided really well, I would have been attached to it, because it was like, he was like, because he was saying corny jokes back there. And then he was just like, once it started to get really dangerous, that's when he was like, oh, you got to pick up the flaps. You got to do all this stuff. You got to ride the wind and all this BS. And I was like, I felt like if the script guided you very well, that you're already starting to figure out, wait, this is not, his purpose is not for the guy, is for the girl, then you would have been like, oh, damn, like she literally took the plane, because she took the plane in the beginning when she was pissed off at him and did that whole circle. So you already know, you know she can't fly for nothing. So you kind of starting to go, oh, okay. So for me, I agree with Nate. I mean, the story I think personally could have been a better movie with better actors. I mean, man, imagine Kevin Costner in a young age as the lead character, Tom Cruise as the guy that replaces.
Yeah.
Way
better.
Yeah. Even if you had this chick, I would have been okay, she's better now because she has two guys that feed all great actors, young at the time. So I think it could have worked, but John Goodman.
I think Dustin Hoffman and Kevin Costner, if they would have kept that too.
Oh,
any combination of Costner, Hoffman, Cruise, there's so many options that could, especially late 80s, that would have been way better.
You remember when John Goodman came out with the umbrella that had no flame retardant with the bullseye, and he had the big soda? I thought that was funny because he got hit with it. But
you know who would have been good too?
Who?
And I don't just mean because Top Gun, but like Val Kilmer as the young one that she falls in love with. He would have been as the Ted Baker character.
Any character that could have played charming.
Yes.
Charm is what's missing from this movie.
Mel Gibson.
I'm going back to that.
Correct. Mel Gibson would have been good as the one who died or as the young. He could have played either one, honestly. So I feel like the casting for me was the main flaw. Other than that, this is just a kind of a sweet, old-timey movie that feels kind of old, but it's harmless, well made. Good score. The music is good, but it's not memorable.
You're right. You know who's the female actress that I was thinking also that I would have had would have been what's her name? Shannon. What the hell's her name?
What was she in? Sharon Stone? Sharon Stone?
No, not Sharon Stone. She would have been too young. She was in Rocky Horror. She was in Blue Beetle.
Susan Sarandon.
Susan Sarandon would have been, because she had that southern accent that this girl does too. So, and she would have been.
She could play the spunky character too.
Yeah. So, and then I guess 89, she would have been, gorgeous. So, yeah. So I think her or Goldie Hawn's would have been another one.
And they worked together already. Would have been a reunion.
Yeah.
Sugarland reunion.
Yeah. I think, it's funny, like Goldie Hawn, Susan Sarandon. I'm trying to think those old fat ladies that look old fashioned.
Yeah. If she didn't do Ghost, Demi Moore would have been good.
Demi Moore would have been good too.
But I truly don't think Holly Hunter was the issue.
No. I think they helped me with it. I just think the two guys were miscasted. She was fine. I think the two guys. So I agree.
All right. Well, that said, let's give some scores. Alex, what did you give this movie?
All right. So now that we all started to iron it out here, so I'm looking here. Is it better than Empire of the Sun? I'm like, no. I still like Christian Bale as a kid getting slapped. To me, it worked more than.
I like Christian Bale.
I like Christian Bale getting slapped as a kid. But I do like Richard Dreyfuss getting blown up. So I'm like, okay. But all jokes aside, I think Empire of the Sun had a better story for me. Like, I was enjoying it. We had our flaws with it, but I did enjoy the movie for what that was. So I'm like, it's not. I don't think it's a tie between that one for me. But then I'm looking at my other ones, E.T. I'm like, is it E.T. better than this one? And I'm like, I don't know. I can't put that. So, because those are my two lowest. 1941 is a number 2. And I'm like, And then I got Close Encounters at 4. So I'm looking. So I'm like, you know what? I'm giving it a 4 out of a 10. Because if I give it a 5, that's ET level for me. And I'm like, ET actually was a fun kid movie. And that's like in the middle between the 10s. So I'm like, I'm going to give it a 4. I know we laugh, but Empire of the Sun, I gave it a 6 out of a 10. And I think that's a better movie than this one. And it has way better actors. So,
I gave Empire of the Sun a 5 out of 10.
You give it a 5. So knowing you might give this like a 7 or a 6. I don't know.
I gave it a 6. I gave it a 6.
Okay, yeah.
Well, I had it at a 5, but I added the point just now because I kind of like that. Like you said, after talking through it.
Yeah.
I kind of like that. The switcheroo at the end. Is it like the most well told? No, but now that if I watched it again, I'd probably appreciate that more.
Yeah.
I gave this one a 6, which as far as I won't say where it's in my ranking, but just as far as scores, I gave 2 other movies a 6, and then 1 a 5 and 1 a 3. So this is not the bottom for me. This is not the bottom. I'm telling you right now, it's not.
I don't think it's a bottom for me either. Like I'm looking at the movies, and I'm like, when I score these movies, I'm now trying to look at the other ratings to see if I enjoy it better than this one, so I don't mess it up. So for me, I'm like always. I can't put it above E.T. Like I can't. Like I get torched.
Even though you don't love E.T., yeah, you respect it. You respect it enough to be like, it's not.
That's now my guideline of
that's your baseline E.T.
Yeah, it's my baseline. Is it better than E.T. or not? So yeah,
that's fair. I do. You know what? And Evan will get your score in a second. But when I'm putting, like you said, I'm putting these rankings in as we go.
Yeah,
I have, depending on the number, I have a baseline for that number. So I do the same way. Like, okay, if I have 7 8s, there's 1 8, and it's like, is it better or worse than this 8? And then I kind of put it from there. But so 6 for me, a 4 for Alex. Evan, what did you give this one?
Well, this one was tough. Back and forth. My initial rating when I first, because I usually do, what did I finish it? Put my rating. I gave it a 3. Then over time, I went back. I did enjoy some things, some positive, because I thought about it. So before I came in, I updated my rating to a 4. But then as we were talking, I heard some other positives. And so I did what Nate did. It got another thing. So it ends up as a 5. It is my lowest scoring Spielberg movie at the moment.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah. So I have 1941 as a higher score than this.
Whoa!
Okay.
Yeah, so
I can't
once again
to see
rankings because I'm literally, while you guys are talking, I'm looking at my numbers. I'm like going, wait, because I'm going to name, I enjoyed this a little bit better than 1941, but I was like, but technically there's more things I liked in 1941 as like individual items. Mm-hmm. So, and I think that Richard Dreyfuss character was so badly done in this, I kept it as a 5. So as you two were just talking about your ratings, I'm like looking back and I'm like going, can I give it a 6? Can I tie it? But I couldn't. So it's staying at a 5.
The ranking show is going to be it's going to be an incredible time. I feel like we should do it as like a live stream.
We could do it as a live.
We should do the ranking show as a live stream to wrap it all up. So that way you guys can hear. Because obviously I will know the rankings before we go live. You will not. You'll know yours, but it's going to be exciting. So, okay. So that's always, I'm glad we covered it. I mean, I'm going to tell you right now, the next 8 movies are the exact opposite of always in that they're super well known. So the next movie, well, actually there's one in there. I take it back. There's one in there that's not super well known. It is and isn't, but the next movie, I cannot wait for this movie. I'm telling you guys right now, this is what I'm excited for. This is like a personal favorite of mine. Well, it has been. I have not seen it in years, but I love this movie. I will be seeing it at the theater. So the next movie is going to be 1991's Hook, starring Robin Williams, Dustin Hoffman, Maggie Smith, Bob Hoskins as Smee, those annoying kids. It's going to be great. Rufio. It stars Rufio. That actor has a name, but he's Rufio to me. I don't care.
He's always been known as Rufio.
And as you said, Rufio almost crowed. That's all I gotta say.
That's what I'm saying. This movie was a childhood.
That needs to be your short now.
A GIF. We'll make a GIF out of it. This movie was a childhood favorite for like me and my sister. So I'm interested to see it as I did not see this at the theater. And the universe knew like Regal's playing this for one day only this week, and I was like, what are the odds? So I'm gonna see it at the theater. Very excited. But we will be covering Hook on the next episode. Of course, if you are enjoying these Director Spotlight episodes, please, if you're not already, consider subscribing to the channel. Make sure to have that bell icon every week. Alex is dropping tons of Should You Upgrade videos. We got these every Friday. New episode of this show every Friday. And leave us a thumbs up and a comment down below. Have you seen Always? Do you even know what it is? Did our review make you want to watch it or never see it? Let us know. Let us know in the comments section. But until next time, as always, be awesome to each other and geek out.